Opening pieces of play come from Adrian Perez on this right side, where it gets it to Astray, and Hugo is able to hit this wonderful little cross ball out to Plummer. And laid off to Arribas. Squirrels right through some defenders, and Salcedo's lucky to get a hand on it, not seeing it at first. Next piece of play comes out when Llorente was able to open up the field. And it's just a quick 1-2 pass. Hugo is able to let out Adrian Perez, who starts a foot race. And he's able to get this cross in. But Garcia is clearing it really irresponsibly, and Llorente is able to win it back. Astray beats his man in. It's just over the bar. He's going to be regretting that. At half, it was 0-0, but we wouldn't have to wait long into the second half for our first goal. It's going to be Alberto Martin getting it stolen by Llorente, and Arribas getting the easy pass. And then a slick finish right into the corner there. First goal of the season across this 2022-23 campaign, and it's the local boy. Not even a minute or two after the restart, we had a Melia go all the way up the field here. Garcia recycling the ball, giving it to Pitu, and taking a shot just over the crossbar and freaked the keeper out. Time was beginning to run out for Melia, and Segoviana was in the 83rd minute. Hugo is able to put the ball back, and Marcos pumps it forward, and Arribas to put it away, and he just nods it to the keeper, but he was offsides also to spare his blushes. That was a poor finish. Melia being the favorites heading into this and being a stronger team, and with the press predictions, they really couldn't break down Segoviana, and to be honest, this was a very even affair. XG is roughly the same, shots are about the same, and everything else is about the same. This is probably the best chance they had, and it was wildly offsides, so it can't really count. And it kind of spells the entire issue here. 1-0 to Segoviana. They run out victors at home. Atletico Paso and Don Benito took us to 20 minutes off a corner here. This is the first action that we got from this game, where Don Benito was recycling the ball after a failed corner attempt, and Trinidad lays it off to Espinar. And Espinar decides to take a pot shot, and it just goes over the crossbar. 10 minutes later, Santana gives it off to Pavon, and it goes out to the midfield of Espinar, who lays a sloppy pass, not quick enough, and Ortega is able to steal it, press on, and give it to Guti, which does a quick layoff to Roberto, laying it off to the obvious choice of Eneco. A sloppy pass, it gives chance for Santana to foul him in the box for a penalty. Borjas Martin steps up for the penalty and dispatches it comfortably, even though the goalkeeper dives the correct way. Paso up 1-0 at 30 minutes. Went into the half with nothing else happening after the penalty, and at 60 minutes, there's a clash of two players together, Eridan and Campare, and Eridan unfortunately is too injured to continue, and Paso absolutely need him, the star striker this season, so there was worries once he came off injured. At the end of the game, we get to the 90th minute. There's not really much action. This is to illustrate ultimately how little action there was. Eneco either does a shot or a cross. We're not really quite sure, but this is kind of the last action of the game. And 12 minutes into this game, Asiel puts the ball up forward and gets right down to Sergio Gomez. But what I don't understand is this flicked header. It's an incredible flicked header. It's all the way to the far coast, basically from the 18-yard line. Luque, take a bow. That's an incredible goal for the first to start the season. But we're not even at the 15-minute mark yet. And Naval Carnero is trying to recycle the ball and try to penetrate this Correa defense. And Sanchez loses it to Deco. And you can see this is an immediate counterattack. Look at this. Ball to Cerro. Luque rounds the keeper, and it's a block from the defender that keeps it just from going in. Just. Mejia able to lay it back down to Uña, and Sanchez learned his lesson, so he put the ball back. But Fratelli and Rodriguez, Mejia's going to pull the string here, if you could see it. Temenushkov on the right side, all the way through the defense. Great finish against the run of play. They don't really deserve it up to this point, but it's 1-1. Navalcarnero scores. Fast forwarding to the 85th minute, Luque is just barely denied by Valero. An incredible save going to the top shelf there. And right after that free kick, Nane misses it just over the top from that corner. I think this entire sequence that you see kind of sums up the vibe of this game. You see the high press that Correa is giving them at the moment. Davinson Sanchez is scared after having lost the ball and led to a goal earlier. They just dump the ball forward. They don't even want to deal with it. It's the 86th, soon to be 87th minute. It's 1-1. Correa has been all offense and possession. And Navalcarnero has just been playing rope-a-dope this entire time, and they're happy to just sit, as you can see, not touch the ball. Let them pass amongst themselves. They will take a draw. Now, Josera moves the ball forward, and Alberto sprays the ball out, and Ocaña just tries to get it back to Fratelli, but Nane, he'll scoop that up any day, and it's 2-1. Correa capitalized on a mistake, and he's able to make amends for the miss from that header earlier in that corner. But the home side weren't done yet. This right here, right off the top of the bar and cleared off the line. Correa really wanted to get that third and just cement the win. What's incredible about this game, though, is that Correa really had the better of all the chances, the offense, the possession. But however, Rodriguez, Kalaj, sloppy clearance, but Josera can't take care of the ball. Temereshkov gets a breakaway, and Esteban in the middle. He misses a gilt-edged chance potentially to get a point out of this. This is just a highlight of my personal favorite. You can see a little clearance up here, Fratelli and Nane going at it. Mano y mano, and Nane wins it and able to get a shot off. It's a poor shot, but I think it illustrates a point, and it ends the game. Last of the lunchtime kickoffs, we have a corner here from Leganés, and Arauz almost gets one in, but Company was able to get the kick save after recycling a failed free kick. It's the 26th minute. Tapia puts a ball in, it gets flicked on, and now Sanchez is going to lay it off, and now we got Mario Glez laying it off to Perez, and it's not far. It's just over the crossbar for that shot. Jumping to the 74th minute, it's been a boring game. There's not much action going on between these two teams. We're stuck in a deadlock of 0-0, and there's not even real offense being generated. You got some great passing play here with Leganés between all of these, but a missed header, and now you got Arauz taking the shot, and it just squeezes on the wrong side of the post there. The dying embers of the game, and the whistle almost blown. Romaric is the only man available. He scores at the very, very end, and there's basically no time left. It's 1-0. Leganés B team are going to run out winners here. This first passage of play for the home team comes from a sloppy giveaway that happens in the midfield here as Diego Casano tries to build up. Martin is able to quickly transition over to Diego Bri. Struggles to handle the ball at the beginning, but is able to get the pass off, and Cueto would love to have that back off hitting the crossbar. 10 minutes in, off a corner, the goalkeeper misses it, and it kind of catches Diego Casano player Sauquillo off guard and unable to put it in. And we're jumping to the 68th minute, second half. Atletico Madrid has a throw-in where quick couple 1-2, Moreno puts it in, and Diego Bri is able to head it home from the penalty spot right over the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper will be regretting that miss, and it's up 1-0 for Atletico. Five minutes in, Just is able to punch the ball forward, and Guillen gets onto the end of Cardoso missing, and a chip is just a little too much. Next pattern of play is 10 minutes later, and it's cheaply given away by my Montijo team. Berlanga is able to switch the play over to the near side here, and you can see Emi gathering the ball and getting an overlap. He's going to cross that ball in, and it's headed down by Anibo, and close. Bernabé almost unable to get it. A couple minutes later, we have Javi Chino laying it out to Anibo, who is our makeshift right back. Moving the ball forward and a little scramble with Berlanga, but he's able to shift it to Pino and Yerai. Ooh! And Juanpe is able to claw that one out. Would have been in the top shelf. 5 minutes later, there's still more sustained pressure by my Montijo team. It's headed away, and Pino scrambles it, takes a shot, and it's just over the crossbar. Another spoiled chance. Just after the 30-minute mark, Alcorazon is able to get the first goal. Unfortunately, it comes from a pattern of play which really was quite sloppy on our part. So you can see here, Juanpe is blast the ball forward to Guyen, and he is able to charge at Anibo and create some space for Berlanga, who's able to create a couple great touches, and Bernabé unable to keep that out. Gets a hand on it, but it still sneaks into the back post there. Alcorazon 1, Montijo 0. In a few more minutes, then it would have been half, but Alcorazon find themselves with another opportunity, and it's a misplaced pass here from Yarai. Berlanga scoops it up, and Guyen is able to round the keeper, and there's just enough on it to clip onto the post. There's a block from Batanero. We are very lucky. At 60 minutes or so, this is about the pattern of play that I realize that Anibo needs to go. You can see Berlanga plays a quick 1-2. Maybe not a 1-2, but Iker and then Nepo. You can see him rounding Anibo here, and creates a wide open lane for running in, and he doesn't have the quality to finish it, but that is a very dangerous opportunity. Just a couple minutes after the 60th minute, we have a pattern of play where I was able to sustain possession, gave it away a little bit. It was cheaply for sure to Nepo, but Batanero was able to muscle him off. Gives it out to recycle the ball. It gets headed down, and Yarai, Pino, and Pozo with a beautiful pass right through to Barragan. Slides it home near post. It's a beautiful goal for the 19-year-old. He scores on his debut. 68th minute comes through, and Berlanga continues to be a threat, and I can't stop him. You see here, Nepo has a bad pass, but Toto gives it away, and Berlanga is able to latch onto it, but only hits the posts and wastes another opportunity. 79 minutes in, we'll have our chance at this game. From a corner, it gets cleared away, but Barajan is able to scoop it up and then draw a foul from Sarmiento and get the penalty from Montijo. So, this is our opportunity, and Pozo is going to step up to the plate. Unfortunately, Juanpe is able to save it, and that opportunity is lost. It's still 1-1. It took to the 39th minute for the game to open up. You can see there's a long ball that's pumped forward, and really this long ball is going to be the feature of this goal here. Duran is going to recycle it to the center back, who's going to get pumped forward for Garros to flick it on for the star man, Kata. You can see here. And he's able to neatly dispatch it. 1-0 to the Barcelona side. The star man gets his first of the night. However, a few minutes later, the away team believes in themselves. A couple little passing play between Gomes, Traore. He dumps it forward over the top, and El County is able to get onto it, but put off a little bit by the defender, and is unable to get it, and it's cleared off the line for a corner instead of a goal. Now, the ensuing corner also has its own opportunity. You can see here by Manchon is able to clear this in for the corner, and it gets ping-balled around. Barry heads it away, but El County misses a second opportunity. The away side is eventually going to get punished for these misses. Now we're in the second half at 60th minute. El County loses the ball to Peroni, and Sergio is going to blast this forward, and it is going to get held up by Garros, and Kata is able to release Gallego. And on this counter of this play, you are going to see the unleashing of Cerdagnola again. Kata getting played through and able to put the ball through. Moreno does get a tip on it, but it doesn't matter. It's 2-0, and El County will be regretting his misses. 70 minutes in, there's from a throw-in, a quick little opportunity for the home side. You can see here, Gallego right at the goalkeeper, but it was threatening. Not even a minute later from that chance on the throw-in, you can see here that Casareños is not able to really clear their lines or retain possession. Barry's able to pick up the ball and give it out to Duran. Puts the ball over the top, but Ramirez again heads it down. Garci and blasts it away. They lose possession. It comes right back down their throat. Noel is able to put the ball over the top, and Garros gets on the end of it. 3-0. Cerdanyola certainly is going to win this. From the opening kickoff, Adarve wanted to put their stamp on the match. They are immediately on the front foot. Miñambres able to recycle that ball back to Sidoncha, laying it off to Calleja. It's a good save by Nieves. Ball right at him, but hard. 14 minutes in from a free kick. You see Barahona is able to deliver this ball in, and this header goes just past the post. And Yimi will want to head that one again. But in the 32nd minute, Yimi gets a second chance. This one better than the first. From a goal kick, you can see it gets headed down to Barahona. He's going to lay this out wide to Alcázar, and you can see Yimi right through, across net, but not on the right side of the post. 79th minute, the game is still deadlocked. Alcázar gives it to Toboso, and Barahona is able to get a run in on that right side and cross it in. Fernandito on the back post heads it, and it's just over the bar, not on target. The away side have the last piece of play in the game. Cuevas delivers the ball in, and Albert heads it down. Nieves gets a palm on it, but it still trickles into the net, and the Adarve are going to run away against the run of play with all 3 points. The late kickoff, Guada, the home team, almost scored. It was a header on, and it dropped by the goalkeeper. Gallardo thought he scored. However, the offside flag was up based on the flicked header. Estepona, 20 minutes later, would have their own set of opportunities here. As you can see, there's a little bit of delicate play on the corner from the throw-in. Hakim and Phoebe trade passes, and Phoebe gets the cross into Rodiega, and then Pina misses it off the post. 2 obvious chances to score. However, it still remains deadlocked at 0-0. However, the home side do break the deadlock first. Just after 30 minutes, a cleared header from the corner. Sees Montclair's getting it, rolling off to Barreto, and an absolute blast. This is 100% the goal of the week. A true stunner off the underside of the bar. But the game really fizzled out after that. 5 minutes into the second half, the home side was able to fashion their last chance of the game, and Estepona was unable to respond to anything. Santona was able to get a ball down the wing, was crossed in, and Thompson with the late run heads it over the bar. Hosts win 1-0. After opening weekend is finished, we have Cerdanyola at the top of the pile with a 3-0 victory over Caraceño, and Coria rounding off a nice 2-1 win over Naval Carnero. Every other game, though, 6 1-0 victories in the opening weekend beyond the 1 draw, Alcarson B and Montijo.